generally because it's a long distance, so it's a big weight transfer from the front to the rear. Tyres staying fairly still on the pads, and the inertia of the body just rotating. And if the suspension is too stiff in this mode, then again we'll get a lot of variation in the tyres, which is very bad really. So this is what I'll run now, and you'll see as we go through. See the tyres in that front second, especially the rear. This is the inertia of the bottom. Body's rolling, everything else on the body vibrates. Okay, I think that may have just slipped across on the pad a bit. Right, now what we're going to run is a warp. And what the warp does is rolls the front and rear axles differently. So from the first bit of the warp, we can actually work out what the roll stiffnesses are, front and rear. But what the warp also tells us is how well the car will respond to a single wheel input for a diagonal weight transfer, and ideally the car would be as soft and warp as possible, because you don't want an input here to make a difference there, because that's where you lose stability, but you need roll stiffness. So in a conventional suspension system you normally have to put up with the warp, but it's good to tune. You can work out what roll stiffness you need between the front and the rear, and then some people will just put it on really hefty roll bars that will make that stiffness, the right stiffness ratio between the front and the rear, but their total stiffness is a lot stiffer than they need to be, and it'll actually make it a lot worse to single wheel inputs than if they went softer but at the same ratio front and rear. And you'll see on this car it's absolutely horrendous.
How hard is it to find out the chassis stiffness?
Well, if you had the suspension completely locked and tyres that didn't deflect on, then you could theoretically work out the chassis stiffness. But it's not really intended to do that. It's really for what it will give you is it will give you the roll stiffness of the front and the rear, but it will be the installed roll stiffness, so it will include any chassis stiffness as well. We'll run a very small amplitude here, and what you'll see on this car is no real roll in the roll bar, but you'll see the whole chassis move. So if you guys watch the front and rear roll loops in relation to each other, see that the whole chassis goes in, and the monoshock at the front, which is its roll device at the front, isn't moving at all. The rear does move slightly, but most of the twisting there is happening in the into